Hello again, vinyl community. Doing some vinyl updates here. And in this video, we're going to talk about jazz hands. I do the odd jazz video. I really do like jazz music. I'm trying to, Coltrane, Miles Davis, but then I'm starting to find other things along the way. Anyway, this is a stack of about 10, I think. And, with my jazz collection, I'm trying to find, I like the Blue Note label, of course. I like my Japanese pressings, if I can find them. This, however, is a Coltrane alternative takes. And this is just on Atlantic. The vinyl's pristine. The sleeve, unfortunately, got a little bit of wear there on the corners. But otherwise, it's in good nick, as they would say back home. And this is some of this is some alternative takes of some classic Coltrane. And this came out in 1974. And you see a Coltrane album, you pick it up, right? That's what it's all about. These next three are new reissues. This is Eprierian Isles. This is Herbie Hancock, featuring Freddie Hubbard, Ron Carter, and Anthony Williams. This is very easy listening Herbie Hancock. I know he got a little weird as time went on as far as what you could listen to if you weren't into that sort of thing. This is a Blue Note repress. This has the famous Cantaloupe Island. It's only 4 songs, 2 and 2. Pretty much done to look like the original. And nice, easy jazz, easy to listen to, and happy to pick that one up. This is another one I'd love to get a mono of this, and but they go for stupid money. I finally broke down and just went for the reissue. This is the Bill Evans Trio, Sunday at the Village Vanguard, the great pianist Bill Evans. This is on the Riverside label. This is a reissue. This is not expensive. It's easy to find, and it's inexpensive, and just, of course, one of the classic, there's 10 albums that every person in jazz would have in their collection. This would be in the top 10 of, I'd say, 90% of the people, 90% of the people's collections. Very, very nice. Again, I'd love to get a mono version of that. Then we have Mrs. Coltrane. This is Alice Coltrane, A Journey in Sachin-Dan-Ada, featuring Pharoah Sanders. Now we're stepping it up a bit. This is a nice reissue with the gatefolds. This is on Impulse label. They did a nice job with that. That's got to be 200 grams. That's a heavy record. I'm just starting to get into Alice Coltrane. Again, that's going to require a little bit more deeper listening. But some people even say Alice was better than John. I've heard that debated. But certainly a leader, and certainly created some really different music that's very interesting, and highly recommend this. Alice Coltrane. This is a nice pickup of an early copy. I don't think it's an original. This is a great album. This is Night Dreamer by Wayne Shorter. Ooh, this is a good album. Really easy listening. This is with Lee Morgan on the trumpet, Wayne Shorter on the tenor sax, McCoy Tyner on the piano, Reginald Workman on the bass, and Elvin Jones on the drums. This is a nice early Blue Note in just beautiful shape. You know, sometimes I just go to my local store and he has like one classic Blue Note on the wall and I just buy it. Sometimes it's a blind buy. Sometimes I quickly look it up on my phone. This is in stereo. It's a US pressing. And I love this album. Really easy to listen to. Just beautiful. Highly, highly recommend it. Again, I'm going by what I read online because I'm not an expert on jazz by any means. But a lot of people say this is an essential jazz album. This was, again, a great example of walking into my local store. And when I think of Don Cherry, I think of the guy that commentates on Hockey Night in Canada, who used to coach for the Boston Bruins. The Americans might not know, or the Brits won't know who I'm talking about. But he's a pretty colorful character in Canadian television. This, however, is not that Don Cherry. This is Don Cherry, the cornet player. Now, this starts to get a little, you know, you think of the cornet, those high notes start getting a little high. But that being said, again, that beautiful Blue Note album, vinyl. This is going to take a few listens for me to get used to it. But this is a 1966 original press on Blue Note. And this is a pretty sought after album, as I found on Discogs. So I'm happy to have that. And now we go into some Japanese pressings. This is an easy listen. And this is a fabulous album. This is the Cannonball Adderley Quintet, Mercy, 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 live at the club. This is a beautiful album, very easy to listen to. I believe his brother plays on this with him as well. It's a complete... No, it's not a complete. There's no insert. Anyway, this is on Capitol. Beautiful, beautiful condition. Sounds amazing. What can you say? Again, a pretty essential... Something else, of course, would be his essential album. But again, if I see Cannonball Adderley, I typically buy it because, again, it is fairly easy to like and get into. That's with the Obi strip from Japan. Then we get into Miles Davis. This is a Japanese pressing, unfortunately without the Obi. This is Quadraphonic Live Evil. For some reason I have an extra sleeve in here. What's going on here? Oh, I see. This one's in the Japanese rice paper. And this one isn't. Oh, it's doubled. There you go. So I just didn't put the other one back in again. So yeah, this is on the Quadraphonic. It's too bright. It's orange. On CBS, Sony. This is a wonderful sounding version of this album. It's got the inserts. Tells you how to listen to Quadraphonic. So it just sounds amazing. Miles Davis. Live Evil. I believe I read online that this is got some new and some old on it. But don't quote me on that. I need to go back and maybe get a little bit more information on this one. But I wanted to show you just the beauty of this. It's in immaculate condition. I don't know if it came with an Obi originally. I should actually look that up. But this sounds absolutely amazing. And then we go to Japanese pressing of Milestones. Miles Davis. This is a mono version with the Obi. Again on that CBS. That one's shown a little bit better. This is complete. something in here. It's like a little guarantee that it's the real CBS. No inserts, so maybe it's not complete. This is for Miles Davis, very easy to digest. This was from 1958. This has Cannonball, Elderly, John Coltrane, Paul Chambers, Red Garland, Philly Joe Jones, and Mr. Davis himself. This is a very easy album to listen to, and from the classic era. And yeah, very, very stoked to have that. And then to bookend it, I have the Round About Midnight. This is the Miles Davis Quintet. This is Coltrane, Red Garland on piano, Paul Chambers, and Philly Joe Jones. So everyone back, Cannonball, Elderly. That's the Obi for this. This is complete. This has the insert, and it's on the same label. Again, that early, that late 50s, I'm going to say this was probably recorded. He started the quintet in 55. And I can't quite see when this came out originally. This is, however, a 1977 repress. So yeah, Miles Davis, Round About Midnight. Everybody knows this album if you're into Miles. And the piece de resistance, a quadraphonic pressing of Bitches Brew. Super happy to have this. You get the inner. This is on the CBS Columbia. Why did I say CBS? Did I see CBS somewhere? Anyway, these quadraphonic, this is quadraphonic on Columbia. These are Canadian pressings. I don't know that these existed anywhere else in the world. And just look at the vinyl on that. Just beautiful. Sounds unbelievable. And yeah, oh yeah, it is CBS. This is a quadraphonic. The art of recording prints the reproduction of sound from 4 separate channels. When a special SQ decoder is used, the SQ quadraphonic system employs a new double hectical modulation to encode a 4-channel master recording so the 4 tracks can be carried in a stereo format on a disc. The disc will play back through an SQ quadraphonic decoder. Will display the original 4 channels through the 4 speakers in the listening area. So basically, quad, as it sounds. If you had 4 speakers in your stereo, you would get 1 per channel. So if you had the optimum setup with your chair in the middle of the room and the 4 speakers placed perfectly, you would think that Miles and the band are pretty much in the room with you. This was the all-round you present the sound coupled with the ability to move elements of the program between any pair of speakers allows the most flexibility to artists, composers, and arrangers. The Columbia SQ quadraphonic conforms to the standard RAA equalization curve, has full dynamic range of the stereo LP disc, and may be played through any existing stereo system with optimum results. So yes, you can play it through if you only have 2 speakers. There's record 2. I do have the original. No, these aren't going to be original because it wasn't on A&M. These were just extra, so we'll get rid of those. And yeah, good old Bitches Brew, redone in quadraphonic sound. And there you go. So that's my brief jazz update. And I think I ticked off some good boxes there. And that's really added to my Japanese pressings of some essential jazz classics. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it inspires you to maybe listen to some jazz. As I say, I'm no expert in jazz. I don't know really anything about jazz. I just know what sounds good to my ear. And some stuff sounds amazing, and some stuff I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that. Anyway, I'm sure we all go through the same thing. Anyway, peace out. Have a great day. Thanks, everybody.